イブウクレレレッスンにご参加いただきありがとうございます。ハワイ州観光局のあやこです。本日もよろしくお願いします。本日の課題曲はカイマナヒラです。ハワイ王朝のリリオカラリの教え子で近代ハワイ音楽の父と評されるチャールズ・キングさんが作詞・作曲した曲です。カイマナヒラとはハワイのワイキキの象徴ともいえるダイヤモンドヘッドを歌った曲です。レッスンを始める前に本日のレッスン内容をおさらいしましょう。本日の講師は先週に続きジョディ・カミサトさんです。早速読んでみましょう。アロハジョディ。
Minasan, aloha! So I'm really excited to be teaching Kaimana Hila today. And, Kaimana Hila in Hawaiian is Diamond Head, which is one of the most famous craters in Hawaii. As you can see on, it's right in the heart of Waikiki. So hopefully this song can inspire you and give you some feeling of the aloha spirit and maybe being in Hawaii. But anyway, thank you again for joining. Today is going to be a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite songs as well. But thanks for joining into our second lesson. And we're going to be going over Kaimana Hila. So I'm going to go right into the song. Let me play it for you guys one time, okay? If you know the song, sing along. Okay, here's our little intro. 2, 3, 4. Iwaho mako ikaponi aike ikanani Kaimana Hila Kaimana Hila Kauma Iluna. Here we go. Aho mako iwaikiki aike ikanani papa he enalu papa he enalu he mali aho mako ikapiolani paka aike ikanani lina poe poe lina poe poe okolu hiki no aina ia mai anaka puana aike ikanani Kaimana Hila Kaimana Hila Kauma Iluna. Shaka aloha. All right, that is Kaimana Hila. So I'm sure many of you have heard of this song before. It's a really popular song. It's a lot of fun to play. So we're going to get right into it by starting with our strum pattern, okay? So first of all, we're going to be practicing our migite. So if everybody can, again, grab your ukulele, okay? And we're going to place our left hand on the top of the neck. And this is called a mute. So we're going to place 4 fingers, karuku, very lightly. And we're going to practice strumming, okay? Our strum pattern for today is going to be down, up, down, up. So let's try. Shita, ue, okay, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, good. So So remember, migite, when we strum, it's like the shaka. Okay? We're using minimal arm movement, but it's more in the wrist. Okay? Keep it nice and relaxed. Okay? Just like this, shaka. Okay? Let's try that one more time. So we're going to mute our fingers. Again, keeping it nice and light. Kuruku, very lightly. Okay? If we press too hard, it has a funny sound. So we want to keep it kuruku, very light. Okay? And we're going to strum. Now remember, strumming down with our tume and then ue with our hara. Just like this. Okay. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Great job. Okay, now we are going to go over our 5 chords for Kaimana Hila. So the first chord is our D7. D7. Okay, we're going to start by, and there's several ways to play D7. So I'm going to show you one by using our naka yubi. We're going to bar niban, 2nd fret, just like this. Okay. And then we're going to add our kusuri yubi, ichiban shita, sanban. Now this is D7. We can also add our hito sashibi on top of our naka yubi. We call it piggybaku, nombu. Okay, so we have this right here, just like that. Now some people find it easier to use our hito sashibi, okay, and kusuri yubi like this, or naka yubi, ichiban shita, sanban. So many different ways of holding D7. I like to hold D7 using my naka yubi, okay, zenbu, niban, kusuri yubi, ichiban shita, sanban, and then we can add our pointer finger on as well. Okay, this is our D7. And now we want to keep our thumb behind here, okay, squeezing the neck. Okay, let's practice our D7. We're going to strum down up. Okay, here we go. Say no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Great. Okay, moving on to our next chord, which is G7. So we're going to place our hito sashibi, 1st finger, on our ichiban fret, E string, 2nd string, like this. Okay, next we're going to place our naka yubi on our niban, 3rd string. And then we're going to place our kusuri yubi, ichiban shita, niban, like this. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, just like this. Okay, that's our G7. Now, one tip to hold G7 is, okay, we can rest the neck where the neck meets the head right here, just like this on our knuckle, okay, and then have our fingers pointed towards our right shoulder, just like this. Okay, G7. So instead of holding it this way, we can turn. Yes, good, just like that. Okay, we have our G7. Let's strum G7 together. 1, 2, ready, G7. Down, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Good job. Okay, moving on to our C chord. Okay, C chord. So again, when we hold our C, we can point our finger like this, and we're going to place it so that our neck, where the neck meets the head, we're going to rest it right on our knuckle, just like that. Okay, place our kusuri yubi, ichiban shita, sanban, and oya yubi is going to be behind. Okay, that's our C chord. Okay, everybody, C chord. We're going to strum 1, 2, ready, C. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, C is one of my favorite chords. It's pretty easy. Okay, our next one is our C7 chord, C7. So we're going to place our hito sashibi, ichiban shita, ichiban fret, like this. Okay, again, we're using our yubi saki. Okay, we're going to hold it down. And that's our C7 chord. Okay, ichiban shita, ichiban fret. Okay. Again, for C7, we can rest our finger this way. So you see, we're going to hold with our pointer finger. We're going to turn and just rest the head again here. Like this. Okay, can everybody see? That's our C7. Okay, everybody strum C7 together. 1, 2, 3, 4. C7, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Now we have one more chord. That's our F chord. So, F chord, we're going to place our pointer finger, hito sashibi, ichiban fret, second string, E string, like this. And then we're going to add our nakayubi, ichiban ue, niban. Ichiban ue, niban, like this. We have two fingers. Okay, again, ready, pointer finger 1, okay, ichiban fret, second string, nakayubi, ichiban ue, niban. Two fingers. Now, when we hold the F chord, we want to keep it nice and arch, like this. Okay? So not like this, but we're going to arch it up. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good, F chord. Oya yubi is going to be behind, just like this. Okay, squeezing the neck. Okay, we're going to strum F chord together. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, F. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Hey, great job. So that is our 5 chords for Kaimana Hila. Okay. Once again, we have our D7 chord, G7 chord, C chord, C7, and F. Now, let's practice that chords one more time, okay? So everybody hold the D7 chord. Okay, again, looks like this. We can add our second finger on top. And we're gonna strum, ready, and D7, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Next one is our G7 chord. Okay, we're gonna add our hito sashibi, ichiban fret, second string, nakayubi, niban, third string, kusuri yubi, niban, ichiban shita. G7, remember to point the fingers, okay, to our right shoulder. Here we go, say, no, G7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Now we have our C chord. All we do is slide your ring finger down to your third fret. Kusuri yubi, ichiban shita, sanban. Okay, let's try the C chord. Say, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have our C7, ichiban shita, ichiban fret. Okay, here we go. Say, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. One more chord. That's our F chord. So everybody use our hito sashibi, ichiban fret, second string, nakayubi, ichiban ue, niban. Okay, two fingers, squeeze. Here we go. Say, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Great job, everyone. Okay, so you're gonna practice those 5 chords, and that these, actually the intro, we call it our Hawaiian Vamp, is going to be only 4 chords. So we're going to start with our Hawaiian Vamp. Okay, and it's going to sound like this. Okay, now we're going to take it much slower. We call it Hawaiian time. So we're going to start with our D7 chord, everyone. If we look at our intro, saisho kara, okay, we have our D7, and then it says the number 2, which means nikai. So we're going to go down, up, 2 times, okay? So let's practice our chords. We have our D7 chord. Okay, everybody hold D7. Okay, let's try the next one. G7 chord, 3 fingers. And C chord. Followed by C7. Good. Why don't we try it? One more time. Okay, let's start off, everybody. Saisho kara, D7 chord. Okay, ready? G7. We're going to switch. Now C chord, C7, and F chord. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to transition, to change the chords. So when we're going from D7 into G7, we can rest like this. You see that? We're going to rest our finger here and then add our pointer finger like this, and then add our middle and ring finger. Okay, let's try it together. So we have D7 here. Now we're going to change to G7. We're going to twist our finger and add our pointer finger and middle and ring. Okay, let's try that one more time. So we have D7 chord. Okay, we're going to turn, pivot, add our pointer finger first, and then add our middle and ring finger to form G7. Good. Okay, now from G7 to C, okay, we're gonna just slide ring finger, sanban, 3rd fret. Okay, let's try that again. So everybody, G7 chord, and we're gonna practice changing to C. Ready? We're gonna slide our ring finger and open your fingers this way. Okay, so take off your pointer and middle. Okay, one more time, G7 and back to C. Ready, slide. Good. Okay, now from C to C7, all we do is add our pointer, ichiban shita, ichiban fret, and then open our ring finger. Okay, again, one more time. We have C chord and C7, open. Okay, one more time, C chord and C7. Okay, let's try our intro one more time. So this is our Hawaiian Vamp. We got our D7 chord here. Okay, now we're going to switch to G7. Turn your hand, add our pointer finger, and then our middle and ring finger. Next is C chord. We're going to slide kusuri yubi, sanban, chiban shita, sanban. And then we have C7. Okay, ready? Ichiban shita, ichiban fret, and open. Good. Okay, and then our next chord is going to be our F chord. So we're basically coming up and then add our middle finger, naka yubi ichiban ue, niban. That's our F chord. Okay, so we're going to practice our intro and we're going to try it with the strumming very slowly. Let me demonstrate real quick. Okay, this is our Hawaiian Vamp intro. So we're going to hold the D7 chord and we're going to strum down, up, followed by G7 chord, down, up, followed by C, up, down, up, and C7, down, up. Okay, we're going to try it together slowly. Again, Hawaiian time. Everybody hold your D7 chord. This is going to be our rhythm. Okay, 1, 2, ready, D7, and G7, C, C7, and let's step on the F. Okay, good job. All right, why don't we try that one more time? So let's hold the D7 chord again. Okay, let's start. Ready? 1, 2, ready, D7, G7, C, C7, and F. Okay, very good. And that's going to be our intro, very beginning. Now we're going to go into verse 1. So we're going to start with our F chord, and we're going to strum 8 times, okay? Let's try it together. Slowly, we're going to go from F into C 8 times, okay? Now, when we change from F to C, we can also, from here, this is our F chord, we can turn and add our kusuri yubi, ichiban shita, sanban, like this. Okay, so again, going from F chord here, we're going to turn your wrist and add our ring finger to the bottom string, C chord. Okay, once again, we have F chord, and back to C, turn, and C. Okay, here we go. Let's go from the F chord, iwaho, 8 times. 1, 2, ready, F. Iwaho, wako, ikapo. Everybody, C chord. Okay, very good. Why don't we try that one more time? So we're going to start with our F chord and then right into C. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, F. Iwaho, wako, ikapo, C. Good job. All right, moving on. Second line, we have our G7. Okay, so again, from C chord into G7, we're gonna slide our ring finger over to our 2nd fret and then add our pointer in middle. This, okay, we have C, G7, C, G7. Okay, so now we have G7 8 times, and then we're gonna go into C 2 times, and then C7 2 times. Okay, everybody, let's try second line, Ike, G7. 1, 2, ready, G7, Kanari, good. Kaimana, ready, C, He, and then C7, La. Okay, let's try that one more time. Okay, ready, G7, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 8 times, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, C, and 1. 2, C7, 1, 2, and back to F. Okay. Let's try our third line, Kaimana Hila. We have F chord into C, into G7, and back to C. Okay, this is our Kaimana Hila, third line. Okay, once again, we have our F chord. When we go into C, we're gonna turn, pivot, add the C chord. From the C to G7, we're gonna slide our finger over, 2nd fret, add our pointer in middle. And then back to C, slide our kusuri, sanban. Okay, let's start off with F, Kaimana Hila. 1, 2, 3, F, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, C. 1, 2, 3, G7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. All right, why don't we do this? We're gonna take it from our intro and then verse 1 together very slowly. Okay, everybody, we're gonna start with Saisho kara D7 chord. Okay, D7, G7, C, C7. Here we go. 1, 2, intro, ready, D7 and G7, C, C7, F, Iwaho, wako, Kaimana Hila, C chord, G7, Kaumai Lu, C, na, 2, 3, 4. Now we have our vamp. Okay, we have our D7 chord, G7, C, C7. All right, so the vamp is the same as our intro. We have our D7 chord, G7 chord, C, C7, and verse 2. Okay, great job everybody so far. All right, let's try from our vamp into our verse 2. Okay, so we have our vamp, D7, G7, C, C7, and then we're going to go into verse 2, Iwaho, Mako, Iwaikiki. Okay, everybody, D7 chord. Let's try it slowly. 1, 2, ready. D7, G7, C, C7, okay, F, Iwaho, Mako, Iwaikiki, C, Ki. Everybody, vamp, D7, G7, C, C7. Good. Okay, we're going to go right into verse 3. That's going to be our next page. Iwaho mako I kapiolani paka. Okay, verse 3. Let's try from our F chord. 1, 2, 3. Iwaho mako I kapiolani si paka. G7 aike ikanani lina poe poe. C7F lina poe poe. C chord 2, 3. G7 olu hiki si no. Here we go. Vamp D7 G7 C C7. Verse 4. Haina F ina iamai anaka usika ana. G7 aike ikanani kaimana hila. F kaimana hila. C chord G7 kaumailu sina. Here we go, outro D7 G7 C G7 and C. Hey, great job. Now on our outro we have the same chords D7, okay, G7, and our ending is going to be C chord once, so shita ikkai dake, G7 one time, and back to C one time. So the ending is going to sound like this. Don't forget the shaka. Why don't we try the outro together, everybody? So D7 chord, G7, C, G7, C. Okay, remember kusuri yubi from C, we can slide to G7, second fret, and add our pointer, and then back to C, sanban. Okay, outro. So we're going to start with our D7. 1, 2, ready, D7 and G7. Ending, ready, C, G7, C, and shaka. Okay, great job, everybody. You guys did awesome. 上手。すごい。Now, I'd like to also introduce a technique. Some of us call it Hawaiian Strum Pattern, which means Jamaican and Hawaiian influence. Some people like to refer this as the Reggae Strum, but it sounds like this. I'm going to show you guys real quick. Okay? Practice that. That's our strumming hand. So if everybody mute again, just like this, we're going to practice this reggae strum. Okay. Now, basically, we're going to strum down, up like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. But now we're going to accent our 2 and the 4. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So ni to yon is going to be a bigger sound. And we can also use the 4 fingers like this. So 1, 4 fingers, 3, 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, using all 4. And that creates a bigger sound. Okay, 1. So 1 and 3 is hito sashiri. Okay, just like this. 1, 2, 4 fingers, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So it just creates a nice, to me, like an island feel. You know, just gives it this like nice groove to a song. But I want to try with everybody. We're going to try Kaimana Hila from the top. And if you want to accent the reggae strum, you can try that as well. Okay, so we're going to start from the intro all the way through, Okay, is everyone ready? Here we go. Intro 1, 2, ready, D7 and G7, C, C7, Ibaho, Mako, Ika posible, G7, Aike, Ika nani, Kaimana Hila, C7F, Kaimana Hila, G7, Kauma Ilu Sina. Here we go, Vamp, D7, G7, C, C7, F, Ibaho, Mako, Iwai, Kisiki, Eya, G7, Aike, Ika nani, Papa he sinalu, F, Papa he nalu, C chord, G7, Mali, C, Hey, great job, everyone. Awesome. So at the very ending, we have our outro, D7 chord, G7, and then we have our C, G7, C. So ichiban saigo, we can use 4 fingers, okay, like this. Just strumming down and opening up those fingers like this. C, G7, C. Okay, again, we have a big ending, so a bigger sound using that 4 fingers. Okay, and it's the tsume, the nail part, just like this. Everyone try that. Hold your C chord, just strumming. Okay, opening up your fingers too, like this. Call it a 4-finger stroke. So the very ending, again, we have our D7 chord, G7, and then C, G7, C, 4 fingers. Yeah. Okay, let's try it together. Ready? C chord, G7, C. One more time, and one more time, and C, G7, C. Again, last one. All right, very good. So the accent, we're going to be using 4 fingers. So remember, regular strum is just a down up like this, using our hito sashibi dake. The Hawaiian strum, we're going to go rotate 1, 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So ni to yon is going to be 4 fingers. Okay, ichi and san, the first and third beat, is going to be hito sashibi dake. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to add the Hawaiian strum pattern, you can. Okay, let's try from our Saisho Kata. We're going to go a little bit faster. Okay, 1, 2, ready, D7, G7, C, C7, F, Iwaho Mako, Ikapo Sime, G7, Aike Ikanani, Kaimana Hila, F, Kaimana Hila, G7, Kauma Ilu Siga, Vamp D7, G7, C, C7, F, Iwaho Mako, Iwai Kiki, G7, Aike Ikanani, Papa He Nahalu, F, Papa He Nalu, G7, He Mali. Here we go, that's G7, G7, C, C7, Iwaho, Iwaho, Mako, Ikapiolani Paka, G7, Aite Ikanani, Lina Poe Poe, F, Lina Poe Poe, G7, Olu Hikito, F, D7, G7, C, Aida, F, Aida, Iamai, Anakapua, Ana, G7, Aike Ikanani, Kaimana Hila, F, Kaimana Hila, G7, Kauma Ilu Siga. Here we go, back. Okay, going out, ready? Hey, great job, everybody.
皆さん、レッスンはいかがでしたでしょうか？カイマナヒラ、心がハッピーになる曲ですよね。ダイヤモンドヘッドの風景を妄想することができましたでしょうか？ジャワイアンスタイルで演奏することできましたか？
Thank you to everybody. 皆さん、どうもありがとうございました。
Okay, so let's say ahui ho together.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
Ahui ho! Aloha!